So the neural network we were just looking at takes a 28 by 28 image, which is 784 input nodes. There's a 30 node hidden layer, and to represent in each of the 10 digits 0 to 9, there's 10 in the output layer, which basically means that we have a neural network with 23,520 weights between the input and the hidden layer, and 300 between the hidden layer and the output layer. And that's quite a substantial amount of arithmetic. Before we dive in and try and do something that complicated, I thought we'd start with something fairly simple. So what I'm going to do here is create an input node, a hidden node, an output node. The input node doesn't actually do much really, it just takes the data that you're feeding into the neural network and passes it forward. The hidden node and the output node do most of the calculations. So this is about as simple as a neural network as you can get. As it's simple, I'm not going to ask it to do too much thinking, and basically I'm going to ask it to take an input and work out what the target is. So for example, that if the question is 0.3, the answer is 0.6. In order to do this, we're going to need some weights. To give myself some headroom, I'm going to create a little matrix at the top here with 8 weights in it. For the moment we're only going to need 2 of them, but it'll allow us to expand the network in the future, because what we're going to do in the future is create a more complicated network with 2 inputs, 2 hidden and 2 outputs, and we'll need 8 weights in order to do that. So let's start off. So first of all I need to feed my input value into the input neuron. I need to then set up some weights. I'm going to use weight 1 as the weight for the hidden node, and I'm going to randomly set that to value. By using this formula, this generates a random number between -1 and +1, because the rand function creates a number between 0 and 1. Timesing it by 2 means it's between 0 and 2, and subtracting 1 means it's between 0 and -1. So I'm going to copy that into there. As you can see, every time I do anything, it generates a new number. So I'm going to copy and then paste the values, and I've added a little icon up here. You can normally do edit, paste special values for a more up-to-date versions of Excel. I'm on Excel 2003 here, and you can do it from the paste option in the menu. So I'm going to do copy, paste values, copy, paste values, and we've set up our 2 initial weights. So I'm sure you're probably aware how we calculate the contents of the neural network. I'm going to create a bias. Again, I'm going to randomize the bias. And I'm going to give myself a little bit more room. That will come back and fill that in later. We're going to basically say that the input 1 to hidden 1 bias weight, otherwise known as weight 1, equals the value up here. It just means that we've got all the information related to our hidden node all in the same place. I've got my bias, so the sum of my weights times my inputs, set that, equals my input times my weight plus my bias. So we'll do it without the bias. Then we'll add those two together. So this now represents plus plus. This now equals the sum of the weight times the input, although there's only one, plus the bias. What we then do is we create what's called a smoothing function. Let's call that the net. That's the net output. The overall output, what we do is we smooth this with a function, and I'm going to use the sigmoid function, which is the reciprocal of 1 plus exp to the minus of that. So what does this sigmoid function represent? Well, let's just copy that, put it in a little spreadsheet here. Copy that. Copy that into there. And I'm going to create some numbers between, let's say, -5 to +5. So by highlighting those two numbers and then dragging this down, it will automatically iterate the numbers, and I want to go from there to, you probably won't see this particularly well, 4.4, 4.8, 5.0, and I can then copy this value down. I've got calculation switched off. Let's just have a quick look at that. I haven't got calculation switched off. I've got my formula wrong there. So now I can insert a chart to recognize that. I need to set my x-axis to be that value. So here you can see a chart of the sigmoid function. So as you can see, it effectively smooths any number between, in my case, -5 and +5, but as large as the number you like, or as small as the number you like, and it basically smooths it and always makes sure it's between 0 and 1. So that's the sigmoid function. So we've calculated the sigmoid function. Let's get this in line. So there's my calculation of my hidden neuron, and I now just want to copy that and turn that into my output neuron. Now at the moment this value here is fed into this neuron, and I've got one gap between it. So I think if I paste it there, then this value here, yes, it takes the output of the hidden neuron as the input to this neuron. And everything else looks okay. This weight now though is not that, this is now the hidden one to the output one, and we're determining that weight 5, which comes from there, and this is our output 1 neuron. So let's recap. So this 0.3 gets fed into the hidden neuron, it gets multiplied by the weight, it gets the bias added in, it gets smoothed with the sigmoid function. This value then gets fed into this calculation here, it gets multiplied by the hidden weight, sorry, the output weight, weight 5. We then add in the bias, so we've got the sum of the weights times the inputs times the biases, plus the biases. We then have a sigmoid function, and our target was this. Actually, despite choosing completely random numbers, we've not fallen fallen too far short of the target, but obviously it's still wrong. So we can calculate the difference between the two, which is that minus that, and then we define an error function. The error function we're going to use is the sum of the squares, so I'm going to take 0.5 times that, 0.5 times the target minus the output to the power of 2. We'll see why we have added the 0.5 effectively. It just makes the differentiation slightly simpler in the next step. So there we are. This is what's called the forward pass. Which basically takes the data and feeds it forward through the network. To make it clear, I'm going to change the color on this to a mauve color, so that we can see that that is the forward pass. Let's keep the weights black, because the weights aren't really part of the forward pass, they're the driving force behind it. So here we are, we've created our first neural network. The trouble is it doesn't do anything. So in the next video we're going to work out how we can change the values of these weights to increase the accuracy, reduce the error of our prediction of our input versus our target.